growth therapy.
Right.
Thicker than a Snickers? Greatest BBL in history? Greatest BBL in history?
Dang.
Could he say that?
Yeah, I never actually thought of it like that. Because Brian obviously has his whole synopsis on it and stuff like that. But I never really like thought of it as broken. Like he really broke it down. Like he really broke everything down.
Yeah. He was like,
Down to like his morals and his family to like.
And also it was like, how are you going to use my own album against me, Drake? Like Drake was like, you hate your girlfriend and you go to therapy. He's like, yeah, I made a whole fucking album about it. Like it's called The Big Stickers.
Right.
Are we recording? Oh, okay.
Testing. Yay. Are we recording there? Recording here.
Yeah, they can see my knees.
Can they see the curtains?
Knees. Yes.
Oh my God, wait, can I show you? My knees are fucked up.
What? What happened?
I fell.
Doing what?
Just walking down the stairs thinking I was cute and shit. Wearing heels.
Oh,
and then I
heels
fucking
were
flopped
involved.
over.
Oh, okay. Heels were involved.
Yeah.
You know me. You know me.
You love scars.
I love scars. I love a bruise. I love a batter. I don't like how people get them, but I love good things. And also, I don't fuck with heels. I respect women.
I've never seen you in heels. Have I ever seen you in heels?
Nope, because it's never happened. I wore heels to the BMF premiere, and I immediately took them off and put my slippers that I got from the pedicure manicurist. Aww. Like I put those on.
You knew what to get. Yeah.
Yep. You know, that's why when in New York, when your feet were hurting, and I was like, I'm gonna go across the street.
That
and
was
get
the most miserable feeling. Like I felt like such a like diva, being like, oh, but like it literally. I was in so much pain. So the fact that you went out of your way to find a nail shop to get me slippers.
I paid $5 for them.
Oh,
the woman was closing up and she was like, what do you want? And I was like, I want the slippers. She was like, for
and
what?
they were actually pretty good slippers. It wasn't the paper ones that like, they were like actual like plastic like flip flops.
That's why I think she charged me $5.
Yeah, because they're like actually.
She's like, this comes with a pedicure, my
right,
guy.
Right,
like you're not just getting in. So I was like, no, it's emergency. And there was a girl getting her nails done. And I was like, there's emergency. My friend doesn't want to wear her heels anymore. And the girl getting her nails done goes, I know that's right. And I was like, thank you so much.
Thank you, right.
So then she gave me the thing.
And I wore those the rest of the night, like even at like my
that was a great after party. After party in flip flops.
After party, like all the pictures of me at the after party, just me in those like flip flops.
Yes, in a basement dungeon, and like where were we? Brooklyn or something?
Honestly, I love New York, and I had the best time, but I was also very miserable.
It's
like
fair.
the weather.
The weather was very hot, or it was.
No
very,
one ever talks about
the weather in New York.
They talk about, oh my God, the cold, the snow, but they never fucking talk about how disgusting it is in the summer.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if I'm just a spoiled LA Cali girl where I'm like just so used to like LA weather.
But it's very different in New York because it's also like human,
compact.
like it's also like human heat. Like when you go out on the subway and it's just like you feel like you're in like Satan's mouth, basically.
Literally.
It's just like the hot, and also like the heat in New York is so crazy because it's so dense that like when the heat hits one building and it reflects off of the window and reflects off of this, and it just feels way hotter. It's so populated and everything. But then you go to Central Park and all of a sudden you're like so cute in your little sundress and you're like,
I
New York.
I didn't have a very cute moment. I did not feel cute at all in New York.
Yeah, that we also went. When was that? It was like August. Yeah, it was. Oh yeah, it was really hot when we were there. I was
miserable,
and
I
it
was
did
trying
rain.
to just embrace it. It was rain, but it was disgusting hot rain.
Yeah.
Everyone else that's like from New York listening right now are probably just like, well, yeah, duh. But,
yeah, it's very normal in New York.
But in LA, it's just like the rain is nice, even. You know?
No, it's not, Stefanie.
Well, you're from Seattle, which is like the capital of rain.
This is biblical ass rain. There is nothing I hate more than when people in LA are like, this rain's normal. And I'm like, you guys, it's like you have no gutters. Where does the rain go?
Oh,
it's just like,
but I'm talking about the weather, the feeling of it. It's like nice.
Okay,
I like when it rains.
Sorry, I'll calm down.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this
okay,
the
we're not
Seattle capital
okay, sorry,
rain.
Seattle girl
our
coming
rain
through.
is
Okay, but our rain is also the most annoying rain ever because it's like a constant mist. It's like the mist in the produce section where you're just like, why is it in my eyes? Or it's like, as my friend Mary Lambert once said, it like goes at an angle like a pissed off parrot. Like it just comes at you at such an angle where you're just like, no wonder everyone at Seattle like looks down. It's like, 'cause the rain, we don't want the rain in our eyes.
Oh wow, I don't think I've ever like experienced Seattle rain like that. I've been to Seattle, but I don't think I've experienced the rain like that. I think it was pretty like nice.
Yeah, we also don't tell people it doesn't rain as much as because we also don't want people to like. Now the secret's out, and now everyone knows. But I will say right now, because I was just there. Right now, Seattle spring and summer. So fucking perfect.
I was going to say, it's probably so nice.
Nothing can touch a Seattle summer, honestly, and it doesn't get dark until like 9:30, 9:45. And it's just these beautiful, long, gorgeous summer days. And then the evening gets nice and chill, but it's like a perfect kind of chill. It's not too cold. You get the polar
opposite.
And then you get the polar opposite during the winter and fall. But the Seattle summers is what keeps people staying, keeps them going. It's also like the best time. I was like joking. I was literally in Seattle less than 48 hours ago. Where have I've been traveling too much.
Yeah, but where
am I? We went out on Sunday for like a Memorial Day thing, and it was like a day party, and it rained a little bit, and then it like cleared up, and it became like so beautiful. And I was like, only in Seattle would they like rain a little bit at a day party, and people are just like, fuck it, let's just keep going and just like kicking it. People are out in the streets. Yeah.
Weather. It's great, but not in New York.
Not in New York.
That's why I feel like I would love to live in New York, but because I love it there. When I was there, I was like, this is I want to go back.
New York's fun. New York is fun.
It's the best, but y'all's weather, man.
Like they say, New York is a fun hell and LA is a shitty heaven.
Wow. That's actually very perfect.
It's very poignant.
It's literally like it all makes sense.
Everything suddenly makes sense when you say it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways.
Plug yourself.
Plug yourself.
Is this a new record?
No, we've done longer.
We've done like 20 minutes without like having to plug ourselves.
At that point, why did we plug her? Like, what?
I don't know. Like people know. Okay, well let's try it.
Okay.
Let's just in case this is a first time listener and they don't know what's happening.
Yeah, that's what I always have to like do. Okay, hi guys, it's me, Stefanie Maegan, your host of Broken Therapy. You already know that. We have Rose.
Yay!
I'm back. Finally.
It's been too long.
Wait, no. When was the last time you were back?
Well, we talked about family. We had a heavy episode.
We've been having very heavy episodes lately.
I did see a comment that was like, "I miss Fun Rose," and I was like, "Me too."
Someone said that probably
on a TikTok video because it was like me giving like heavy advice about we were talking about trauma and family. And they're like, "Oh, I love this episode, but I miss Fun Rose," and I was like, "Me too, guy."
Damn, yeah, you're right. Well, I felt like at that time, like something about that time early in the year felt very bleh.
Oh, we were both miserable. We were both dealing with like funerals,
right?
Like friend breakups, life, all the shitty stuff. Moving, breakups for me,
trying to look for a job. Yep. It was just so much.
It was a weird time. This is now the year's kind of like I don't know. Like I've gotten very bad news recently, especially on like the employment front. However, everything seems to be like, this is the first time where I'm like, you know what? I actually don't know the future, so I'm going to think the future is going to be good.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling that way right now.
Just being optimistic for once. Because, fuck it. The rest of the world is on fire right now. Like, it just sucks what's happening in, like, Ukraine. It sucks what's happening in Palestine. It sucks what's happening, like, everywhere in the world right now. And so it's like, I just want to be as positive as I can. As corny as that sounds, but, like, trying to help in my small, tiny way of just being like, you know what? I think everything's going to be okay.
The world will be okay.
We're going to be all right.
We going to be all right.
Kendrick Lamar want to be.
But it's also such a privilege to say we're going to be all right.
Is it? Is it a privilege?
I mean, with
or is that is that capitalism gaslighting you into thinking you can't believe in happiness?
Fuck, it's so layered. I just think it's privileged because with everything that's going on in the world, that we're able to have just like a regular day.
Well, every day we wake up in America, we're privileged. Like America is just like as much as like the election stresses me out to think about and everything. Like we live in a very privileged ass America right now. That might change come the election because if Trump wins, there goes everything. There goes everything. But let's not talk about that. Yeah. But I guess you're right.
It's going to be a very sad episode.
There is a bit of privilege behind the idea that we get to say we're all right. But I also think that there's nothing wrong with other people kind of just like trying to be positive. Like if it's not the idea of we're going to be all right, it's going to be, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to help out that I can. You know what I mean? Like there's a way to go about it where you address your privilege and still carry on with the rest of your life.
Yeah. On that note,
let's not talk about anything. What do you want to talk about?
I feel like I haven't seen you.
It's you know what? Previously on Glee, a lot.
Because the last time you were single,
I'm still single.
Okay. But like last year you were going through a breakup, you weren't feeling very like sexual.
she's back. I wouldn't, okay. I was feeling very depressed, and my sexuality was my sexual drive was low, and I love sex, and it was pretty low. I was going through a breakup with a Southern gentleman, and it was needed, and I think that we're friends now. We're like talking, and it's really good conversations, and I still deeply love him, but just he just wasn't my person in that regards, right? And I'm healing from it, which I think is really good. I think he helped me heal a lot, because one thing I've realized in this like solo time that I've had is I've done a lot of growing, and a lot has changed. And I think I just needed to reset everything by being like, I'm not going to have sex for a while. Like, I'm just going to be by myself and whatnot. And then I was kind of like, let me just never force it and see if a moment organically approaches. So I re-downloaded the apps when I was up in Seattle, because I was like, fuck it, I'm bored. Like, why not? Like, I feel like this is an organic thing. This feels like this could be fun. And I was like, the second it's no longer fun, I'm going to get off the apps. The thing about Bumble, the thing about any dating app, in Seattle in particular, is that it's a dive bar. You literally go through the app and you're like, you're still here? Like, oh my God, like you're still, like you just, dang. It's like literally like my summer fling 2 summers ago was on it. And I was like, ooh, don't need. The one that was corny and got weird at the very end, kind of got mean. The one that got mean, I just was like, whoop, nope. So I was like, there's nothing out here. So I matched with a bunch of guys, was rapporting, talking, shooting the shit. And then I went on 5 dates, right? Wow. First 2 were duds. Like, not feeling anything. But that's okay. But that's the other weird thing about when I go on a date, I'm having fun because I'm fun. Like, when I'm on a date, I'm like, I could be asking you questions. We're just like shooting the shit. I'm the same way.
Right? But then they're always like, and you're like, am I just disturbing? Like,
why are you here?
Why? You're not making any effort. Like, are you just a boring person, or are you just not interested?
Yes.
I don't know how the fucking,
And if they're boring and not interested, that's when I'm like, okay, let's talk about some weird shit. I'm like, let's talk about genocide. Let's talk about I'm like, okay, we're not going to do surface level. Like, let's get into the deeper shit. I'm not going to waste your time. You're going to waste my time. But like, look, let's do an hour and 20 minutes and eat this fucking meal and see if we get anywhere. Right. So the first 2 guys were just like absolute duds. And then by the end of it, they were like, I want to see you again. And I was like, well, I wasn't really. Yeah, I understand why you want to see me. I don't want to see you. Right,
that's true.
So it was like sense. Very much like,
So like maybe she's just boring.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. And then the other 2 dudes, fine. Like, we hooked up, had sex with them. They were okay. Like, they were just like really chill dudes.
Where'd you have sex?
Both of their places, because I'm not fucking in my parents' house.
I was gonna say.
In my childhood bunk bed. Could you imagine? I'd be like, well. It's a great way to get a guy out of your bed, is to be like, do you want to meet my parents? And he's just like, I used to do that. When I lived with my parents and I was 23 years old and I was being a hoe, I would just be like, you want to meet my parents? And the guy would just be like,
never
so
mind.
quick to get dressed. Yeah. And you know me, meeting my parents, it's not anything big. I'm like, this is Charlie and Kathy. They're the greatest people ever. You're going to like them as much as you like me. So they're party animals.
Right.
So then hooked up with the other 2 guys. They were fine. Like, it was just like,
someone to just get your nut off.
Honestly, someone to get my nut off. And then I just kind of was like still in that headspace where I was like, fuck, like maybe I just don't want to have sex anymore. Like, maybe it was just, this was a mistake, kind of, right?
Did you feel guilty afterwards?
I wouldn't say guilty, because I feel like Southern Gentleman understands that I was on a journey trying to figure out like what was wrong with me. And it was not about him. But I don't think I felt guilt. I just think that I just was like, I really just miss that part of my life. Like, I really just miss how much I loved that sex. Like, how much I connect in sex, and it was sexual and it was great. But so nothing came of that. And then I went to Mexico for my friend Clarice's birthday, and I was like back in Seattle, and I was like looking at the matches, and I was like, I don't know. Then there was this one guy, and I was like, okay, like, you know, he's very cute. He's very cute. And I was like, I don't know. Bitch.
Do you like him? Do you have feelings?
I like him. I think, but like, you know me, when it comes to the feelings part of things, I'm kind of like, it's not a big deal to me. it's just kind of what's a big deal to me is being someone's girlfriend. You know, I only give the title boyfriend to 4 men. That's it. Those are the only 4 people that get that title so far. And so I'm kind of very picky about that. So catching feelings for me is just like, oh no, I can like you and enjoy it. And like we talked about this on a couple of episodes ago where I need to work on being better at compartmentalizing men that are my friends and men that I fuck with. You know me. I will normally have sex with a guy and be like, cool, that was great. And then keep it pushing.
Go off, yeah.
I do not care. Or like, oh, I'll hook up with you again. Like we can have sex again, but like I don't want to be seen with you in public. Like I'm not trying to kick it with you. Like I'm not going to introduce you to my friends. You're going to be a nickname. You're not going to have a real name. And so this guy, we like matched. We originally we went out to dinner, and at the dinner, I was like, okay, this is a cool conversation. I couldn't read him that well. I was just kind of like, he is very, very just front facing, like very stoic. Yeah. Stoic as fuck. Cute, but stoic as fuck. So I was like, I couldn't really read him. And then it wasn't until I gave him a ride home that I realized that I was like, oh, this date has been 5 hours long. Like, obviously, like I genuinely like am connecting with this dude. This is a great conversation. And so Brooklyn, we'll call him Brooklyn.
Is he from Brooklyn?
No, it's just the first thing that came to mind in the sense of, you know me. And sometimes, I mean, like, you know, I called the guy, there was one guy that I called the mechanic. He never worked on a car in his entire life. The mechanic was never a mechanic. I just called him the mechanic. I know. Shocking.
You just look like a mechanic, maybe?
I don't know why I called him the mechanic, but we just called him. I think he was good with his hands. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
He could have been a mechanic on you.
I mean.
Wait, can you pause? I had to blow my nose.
Blow your nose.
Because I did cocaine. Just kidding.
Bless you.
Chicka, chicka, chicka.
The mechanic was good with his hands.
Yeah.
So I think that's where his nickname. Brooklyn. First thing that came to mind.
He just had a bridge. Maybe he was a Brooklyn bridge.
A bridge.
I don't know. How can we incorporate that into sex? Or maybe he just bridged the gap from regular hoes to ho rose. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe his dick was as long as a bridge. Did it look like a bridge?
No, it did not. It had not the slightest. I mean, it was beautiful, but it's not because of that. I can tell you right now. I like the bridge the gap. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll just say that. So Brooklyn Bridge. So we make out in my car, and then I just drop him off, and then I don't think anything of it. And then I can't remember if a week went by or something, but then eventually we hook up, and it was really good, and it was really enjoyable. Whoa. And it was really in the moment, having my own personal moment, you know me, not with I don't care about the man that I'm with in the moment. I was like, oh, fuck, I missed this. I missed this gorgeous feeling of sex, right? And I just, it was just really good. It was really good, really great sex. And it was just nice because I just, something felt like it just, switched off in me. And I was like, she's back. You're okay. Whoa. You're safe here.
What was it? What was it about?
Him? About Brooklyn?
Yeah.
You know, I have been... I think it's a mixture of things, right? I'll give him credit. Without respect, I'll give him credit. However, I think I will also give myself credit because I think it was nice for me to have sex and not feel the obligations of a relationship. Because, let's be honest, Ho Rose in her 20s was having so much fun until my rape. That fucking stalled everything, ruined everything. It fucked me up. What was the first thing that I did after my rape? I got into a 3-year relationship with the wrong man. Me and Moscow dated for 3 years too long. And as much as he was, he's fine. There's nothing really wrong with Moscow, but he just wasn't my person. I wasn't his person. He wasn't mine. But I think we just both stayed because I needed to heal. Because in my fucked up brain, girls with boyfriends don't get raped. So I was like, oh, I'm safe here.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get over what happened to me. And I think he stayed because I think Moscow is actually a closeted, serial monogamous. I think he just, loves being in relationships. And, I mean, he's in one right now. Literally, we were broken up and he immediately got another girlfriend. I'm like, and she's cute.
Yeah.
And they seem really happy. I wish him nothing but the best. But it was obvious that neither of us should have stayed. And I stayed for the wrong reasons. And like, although I loved having sex with him and the sex was good, it still felt like an obligation. Like as his girlfriend, I'm having sex with you. And it wasn't like Ho Rose having sex and enjoying herself. Then when I broke up with him, you know, I tried a year. I wasn't really hoeing out in these streets. I was like, my sex drive was lower than ever before. I was like, I had some people that, you know, we talked about like, you know, there was the actor, there was like things. And I was like trying to like latch on to like this old feeling I had. And then I got with Southern Gentleman, and Southern Gentleman was another great person, but I just felt like, again, obligation. So I feel like it's a lot of healing that happened from my assault to the moment that Brooklyn and I had sex. There's a lot of fucking runway, right? There's like 5, that's like almost 6 years.
He's like the bridge to this.
He's healing. The bridge to healing. So I think it was just, and you know, keep in mind I had sex with 2 other guys before him, but like it just wasn't the same. It was transactional. And so I think this was the first time where I was like, I can actually enjoy this and have fun with this. And I was honest with him. I was very honest with him where I was like, look, I am someone who has sex with men and just don't really like, I can just have sex with men and not really care. And I was like, I would like to continuously have sex with you. One thing that I will give Brooklyn, the man is charming and very clever because me and him are still talking. I don't know how. We have conversations and my ass is like, I'm like kicking it with this dude. I like him. I think he's really dope. I think he's really great. There is this honest feeling that keeps coming up in my head where I'm like, I'll say it like this. I think what me and him have is real and has potential, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere, unfortunately.
Okay.
And I think it's just more of where we both are. And so, man, I don't even know. I say that and I'm not 100% sure, but I just have this inkling in the back of my head that I don't know. Like I think
that's okay. I feel like we're always supposed to be like, okay, do we know this is the guy or not? Do we know if, you know, what this relationship is? But it's just kind of like,
it's
maybe
fun.
It's just about being in the present and not knowing what the fuck is going to happen. And it's okay to be like, you know what? I don't fucking know.
I don't know. And I'm having so much fun. And I told him, I mean, September 5th, like that's what I was like, you can be my summer fling. Like I want a summer fling. I'm having so much fun with him.
Summer fling is a lot of fun.
It's so
like we don't ever talk about it, but
fun.
Summer fling is so much fun to have. Just someone to do things with, someone to just like, that, you know, you're not gonna like actually take seriously, or maybe it might turn into that. Who fucking knows? But just enjoying your time with them.
Yes. And I'm thoroughly enjoying my time with this man. I'm like, it is fun as fuck, and he is fun as fuck, and he's a fine fucker, and it's I'm enjoying it. And I think what is weird though for me is this idea and notion of the dating phase. I don't do this. This is not I'm not that girl. So for me, it's just weird because everyone's like asking me, so what are you guys? And I'm like, we're fucking. Like, we're not, you know what I mean? And that's no disrespect to him, but I just am like, it's hard for me to bend at the knee and to think that a man's going to be anything more than just a sexual thing to me. I'm being nicer to this man. Like, I am pushing aside all my normal old habits because I want to enjoy this man's presence for as much time as I have.
Yeah, he's a person.
And I'm not good at seeing men as people sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when I was Ho Rose, I definitely was just, you know.
A Rolodex.
There was that one time the man came up to us and I was like, hi. And he was like, hey. And I was like, oh, fuck, we fucked. Like, I totally remember. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You, sir. Like, I was like, oh my God, how are you? Like, that's not it. So I don't think old Ho Rose is back. I think a mature Harlot Rose has a like thing. But I mean, I think what also fucks up, and this is genuinely like no shade to any of my friends or any of that, or even people like this, but I think what fucks up is when someone asks me, so what are you? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, why are you asking? I don't fucking know. I also like don't know where I will be in 6 months. Am I going to be in LA? Am I going to be in Atlanta? Am I going to be in Seattle? Am I going to be in New York? Like, I don't know. But I do know that like there is this amazing dude in front of me that I am thoroughly enjoying my time with and is a fine ass and he's cool as fuck and seems to have no pressure put on me. Like he's never like put any weird pressure on me to be like, what are we and whatnot. I mean, he did ask me once because we have so many mutual friends. He was like, what do we tell people like what we're doing? And I was like, I'm fucking you. Like, you could just tell people we're hooking up. And he was like, okay. And then I was like, well, you could just tell people that we're like, I wanted to say that we're having a torrid love affair. Yeah. Like, we're just having a torrid love affair.
Yeah, that's cute.
It's right. It's adorable.
Because friends with benefits is like an overrated term.
And it's friends with benefits feels so overrated.
Right.
I'm just kind of like, I don't, because you know me, I'm like, what are the benefits other than sex? Like, I don't need to like actually be your friend, my guy. But this is a dude that I'm like, I could. You know, I tried that with the football player, who was in between when I was like single before I met the Southern gentleman. Like I tried that with him and it just didn't go anywhere. Well, let's be honest, I didn't really try that hard. But I mean, I think what I'm doing is I have a lot of terrible habits and I'm trying to kill them because I think the habits are what stopped me from enjoying sex for a while. Yeah. And I'm like, just being like, Do
you also like just not having like relationship sex? Because you kept saying like obligation. And there is like a bit of like, oh, you want to like please your partner and like you maybe not be around. I don't know. I mean,
I feel like yes and no. I feel like I honestly hate that I keep bringing this up, but it is the thing. The reason why I bring it up is because a couple of weeks ago, my mom was like, you've been mad for about 6 years. Like, you just are mean. Like, sometimes you can just be really mean and really cut me off. She was like, you've, like, changed. Like, what the fuck happened in the 6 years? And I immediately, without, like, missing a beat, I was like, oh, my rape. It made me mad. It made me so mad. It still makes me mad. So it's like, that happened in 2018? And it made me really mad. It really has pissed me off. It broke something in me. And I think that I kind of want to blame that more than the obligation of having sex with relationships. Because I do think with Moscow, me and him like definitely had a lot of great sex and a lot of amazing sex and we did make connections. But there were things that he was saying in our relationship that were really fucked up. Like when he asked me, how did you know you were raped? If you're a hoe and you have sex with so many guys, how did you know that time was rape? Right? Like just a really insensitive question. And I stayed. I don't know why I stayed when he made that comment. He also made a comment about how he was like, I want kids, but not with you. And I stayed. And I don't know why I stayed. Well, I know I stayed because girls with boyfriends don't get raped. And so all of this, damn, this is deep. Fuck, I promise you guys a happy episode, I swear.
No, we love it.
But I think that like I'm learning and actually the healing that I was supposed to do with Moscow about my sexual assault, I never actually got to do. And I'm doing it now for the first time. And it was the Southern gentleman that really popped it off for me. Like, I do think the Southern gentleman was like the first man who was like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. And he meant it. And he didn't do anything weird about like, oh, I wish I could go beat that guy up or like, you know,
I was like generally like
he was just like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. And Brooklyn said the same thing. So it was like, I think that once I had someone see me and like the Southern gentleman did, I was able to like kind of start the healing, but then I just realized I couldn't do the healing in a relationship. I just had to do it by myself. I need to stop using men as a form of a distraction because that's what I do sometimes.
Right.
Is I use sex as a form of a distraction and it got me in trouble. And I use, it didn't get me in trouble. I just had one. Rape is not sex. Those are two different things. Rape is rape and sex is sex. Sex is the fun shit. This one is not. But I think to answer your original question is I don't think it was like the relationships because I do think I love to serve people in the relationships. I just think it was like I wasn't as healed as I thought I was. And now here I am in this situation with this gentleman, and I'm, oh my God, I did not make you
no, you're
to
fine,
make you cry.
You're fine. You're good.
But I'm in this situation with this guy, and I'm like, I'm back to enjoying the sex part again. Where I'm like, oh, this shit is fun. This is enjoyable.
Like you're embracing it versus like being like, I have to do this
to
please you or to please.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
And I feel like it's
like it was robbed from you.
That man took one of my favorite things away from me for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to give that man credit.
So to do something that you once really loved that was tainted.
Yeah.
It's awkward.
It's awkward. It's awkward as fuck.
It's uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable. It's weird. It's messy. It's not fun. And so, and I also think it was one of those things I needed to come to a realization or like need to come to. Blow your nose. Claritin sponsorship.
Claritin.
Claritin Clear.
Which I need to go take.
You should pop a Claritin.
Anyways, continue.
But I can't remember, but I just think that, to everything. I just also think that this whatever's happening with Brooklyn is completely different than what's happening with my healing. Because right now I'm genuinely the happiest I've been in a very long time. This man aside. Like, he's fun. I'm really enjoying him. But I myself, I am in a very, very healthy space right now. I think I'm talking to my therapist more about my anger and how much my anger is linked to my assault and how I never made that link before. I'm happy both my parents are healthier now. They're doing really well, which is really great. My sister's, doing the best that she can do because she's hustling and being a great person. So I'm in a very healthy spot. And so it's nice to be like, oh, I didn't need a man to do this because I thought I did. That's why the only reason why I clutched onto Moscow was a relationship. I did love him. I did care about him. But I should have been single for a lot longer. And right now I'm single.
You didn't know. You were doing what you thought that, what Rose at that time thought she wanted to do.
I thought I was breaking ground. I thought I was so clever. I thought I cracked the system.
But then sometimes you just have to make those mistakes again and learn. And healing is just looks so different for everybody. You know? And sometimes, we don't know how the fuck to heal. So we just try to do what we can to make ourselves feel better. Yeah. And I think it's okay that you did that to make yourself feel better. That maybe that Rose at that time needed Moscow, even if Moscow was just a distraction. Maybe it's okay to have a distraction for a little bit, right. I think we think, okay, we got into trauma, let's jump into healing right away. But sometimes we're not ready to face it. Yeah. And so I think right now it's this Rose is ready to face it.
Yeah. And I think I thought I was ready with Southern Gentleman and I wasn't. But I have an amazing friend out of it. I think he's still someone I love so much. So nice. I will always love that man. He is so nice. He is so sweet. He is a Southern gentleman. Yeah. He is so kind, but we just weren't each other's people. That's honestly what it wholeheartedly was. No disrespect whatsoever. But I'm also learning, I was talking to Lauren earlier today. We love little
Lauren Boone.
We love that bitch. I was talking to her earlier and she was like, what Southern Gentleman did and that has led you the bridge to Brooklyn is that she's like, your standards are higher than they've ever been. You actually are now surrounding and going to men that is worthy of your time. And I was like, fuck, that's so true. I have usually been I think about the four other guys before Brooklyn and I'm like, oh yeah, that's this guy is of standards. He's a dope ass dude. He does his own shit. He has his life together. And so I think that's where I'm kind of combating to is that I've my own personal life aside, now I'm looking at dating life and being like, oh, you have standards. Don't you know what I mean? Be a harlot. Don't be a Bridgerton, Bridgerton people, they have sex and this is great sex, but don't be, have sex.
Have someone with a little bit more quality.
Yeah. Have sex in a carriage, not in a, bar bathroom. I've stepped you know what I mean? I've things. And I have to say the quality that I'm currently keeping right now is high quality. It's great. And it's a lot of fun. I would love to see where it goes. But who knows? I'm also a realist.
That's the fun part. Yeah. And I think that it's good that it's making you be more in the present because that's what I think you've been needing.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's making me feel so uncomfortable, which is what I need.
Yeah.
Like, I think he knows. Like, I think he knows that he knows what he's doing. Because I was like, bro, I just want to have sex with you. And then I'm like, fuck, I'm spending, like, the weekends with you? Like, what the hell? Like, there was, like, 2 days in a row that we kicked it. Like, I'm sleeping over at your house.
Yeah.
We slept over and we did, like, we kicked it. Like, I'm like, what? Like,
you sure you don't like him?
No, I do like him.
Yeah.
No, I really do like him.
Okay.
I think my thing is, though, is being the adult that I am and, like, being in the healing spaces I am is I like him, but I don't want this feeling to be ruined by something. So I'm just being very, like, protective of my emotions. And maybe I'm trying to come off, I hope I don't come off as too much of a cool guy. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you right now, I don't think he'll listen to this, honestly. So this
Who knows?
is fine. I genuinely think that we have a lot of real potential. I wholeheartedly. I mean, we have a mutual friend. My friend Ethiopia, she watched me and him, like,
I want Ethiopian food, sorry.
Oh, let's go get some later. Let's go to Fairfax. We'll talk about your car later.
Yeah.
But Ethiopia, like, saw us at this, like, party and, like, was like, you guys have amazing chemistry. She was like, that shit was palpable. Right. Like, you know, he went off and did his own thing. I went off and did my own thing. And then, like, we were like two fucking planets that, like, once our orbits attacked, it was like, she was like, it was so hard not to look at. She was like, it just makes sense. You look good together. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, then people can see it. But I'm being very, I think, mindful of him. If he's not in it as much as I am, then, like, okay, pop off, my guy. I know my worth. That's my thing. Right. Is now that I know my worth, I'm not trying to put any stress on a guy to be like,
love me.
Yeah, I'm not trying to choose me, love me, choose me. Did you see that Shonda Rhimes was like, I hate that line. She was like, of all the lines of Grey's Anatomy, and people fucking quote that one. Right. She's like, I've written so many great lines on that show.
Choose me.
But I think that's where I'm coming from, is that I'm just very much like, he lives a very different lifestyle than me. Very different lifestyle in many different ways. He lives a different dating lifestyle than I do. He lives a different, like, so I'm like, look, there's something here. We can do something with it or we can pass. But I think it has to be a choice decision. I'm not normally this rational when it comes to these things.
Yeah.
Normally I'm either like obsessed like I was with the actor where I was like, oh my God, it was the best dick I've ever had in my entire life. And then I'm just like and then all of a sudden he's like, I'm not interested. And I'm like, I didn't like you anyways. And then I just like toss him aside. Right. Or it's like, I'm so nonchalant. Like,
well, I think he's just bringing out some sort of secure attachment style.
Oh.
You just probably feel very secure with him. And I wonder if,
I just,
because I feel like the actor, I feel like he brought out that anxious attachment style because he was very just kind of like.
That boy played games.
Yes, exactly.
That boy played games.
He played games. So, like, you were just so unsure about where you stood. So you're like, I think I like you. But then also, like, you're making this very weird.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, games tend to do. But this guy just seems like he just makes you feel very secure. So you're not feeling like you're going crazy.
Yeah, don't feel like I'm not.
Like, you're like, it's fine if we don't work.
Yeah, like, I'm going away to Atlanta.
He's not making you feel like you need him.
No. And I think, again, that's because I'm healthy. I'm in a healthier spot right now. And I also think Southern Gentleman helped with that a lot because we were in a long-distance relationship, and it was just very much like he understood my industry because we worked in the same industry. Right. So it's like he understood it. But with this, I think, like, I had absolutely no problem, and I did not feel like I was losing my pimp card or like my hoe card or like anything when I like genuinely looked at him and I was like, I'm going to miss you. I'm going away to Atlanta for 2 weeks, but I'm going to miss you. Did not feel like I lost anything. I just was like, bro, I also feel like, I think that's another thing my mom and I were talking about is I fall in love easily. Like, I just do. Like, I mean, I think I told Southern Gentleman I loved him within the first 4 months of us dating. But that was because we just had like a very intense first 4 months. Famous, very intense 4 months. But like, I fall in love easily. I have no problem telling someone I love you because I don't think they're taking anything from me. I feel like I'm giving them something. So for me, it's like, I know that I catch feelings quick. That's why I had to be a hoe for like to keep things in a distance. And I know that I fall in love quick, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to let you like feel like you own me or I own you. It's just like, this is a feeling that I have that I want to express, my guy. Like, not saying I'm in love with Brooklyn or anything, but I'm saying like, I can say like, I like you and genuinely mean it, and say that I miss you and genuinely mean it. And I don't think he wins on me. Right. I don't think he has one up on me. It's just that aren't I so nice that I told him? Isn't he so lucky that I like him? Like, why can't I live from that perspective? You know, versus this whole, like, I mean, I'm lucky that he likes me, you know?
Yeah, because you're so used to, like, the dating thing where, like, even if you're just being hoe rose and trying to keep your distance, it's like, you can't say how you feel.
No.
Because you don't want to give them that, like, that credit. There was, you know, but if you care about somebody, it's like, you don't think about any of that.
There was that one dude. I think I used his real name on the podcast because I thought he was a dick. I'm going to use it again. Angel. There was that one guy, Angel. Fuck that guy. Honestly, fuck him. Where I had to tell him that I loved him. Do you remember this story? Yeah. I had to look him in the eyes and goes, I love you. The reason why we're fighting so much is because I love you. In order for him to leave. Like, I basically had to lie to this man and say that I was in love with him so that he could leave. And I'm probably the crazy bitch in all his stories now. You're welcome. That is the one that said I love you. And that's fine. Right. You can have that, my guy. And hell, no one cares about your ass no more. Okay? You were hella rude and you tried to steal a pair of my shoes. Like, fuck all the way off. Yeah, he was weird. But anyways, you know me. I don't protect the innocent. I do not protect the innocent. That's why I don't protect myself. But yeah, like the love like thing is, that's never what my thing is. It's just, I don't want to stay long enough because I don't want to waste your time and I want you to waste mine.
Blow my nose.
Blow your nose. It is so sexy. Blow your nose. More like.
My allergies have just been crazy.
You're in your allergy era right now.
Springtime.
Yeah. Springtime allergy era.
Yeah, but anyways, continue. I'm loving this story.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is this weird for you? Not weird, but like I've been on this podcast. We've been friends for almost a decade now. And I've been on this podcast a couple times. Like, you've seen me in a lot of different eras and themes. Is it weird or just interesting to see me in this position now? No. Yeah. Why?
Because you're such a complex person. I don't ever see you in just like one phase in your life that I'm like, I don't think it's weird to see you like someone and want to be with them. I know it's different, but it's not weird because I feel like you're a complex person that's gonna like, you know, like go through different types of experiences. I kind of just embrace every single one. Yeah. That makes sense.
No, I get that. No, that's because you love me for me.
I do. And I'm on this ride with you is what I'm trying to say. So it's not like, oh my God, this is so different and unexpected. It's like, no, I've been riding this ride with you. So whatever like fucking phase or healing and like life shit goes on, I'm just like there with you to be like, what's going on? Tell me, you know? So it's not weird. I'm just along for the ride.
No, I get that. That makes sense.
That poetic.
No, it's so poetic and so beautiful. But
it's so true. That's like the only thing how to express it because I'm like, you know, that's how I feel.
Yeah, no, I think that it just means a lot because I feel like, you know, sometimes I can be so in my head, and I think, I also, I think this happened before I hooked up with Brooklyn. I think it happened before, but a past guy ran into me when I was in Seattle, and I was like, oh shit, how are you? Like, we were just like ran into each other in like Pike Place Market or whatever. And he was like, oh, you still fucking like a dude? And I was like, damn, that's what you took away from me? Like, of all the like things that you can say about me as like a person, and like, I don't know, maybe he was hurt. Maybe he was just trying to like get a jab in or whatever. And so I looked him dead in the eye and I go, absolutely. And I'll fuck your mom tomorrow. Just like as a joke. And I was like, ha. And he just was like, it was an awkward joke or whatever. But it was very much like this thing. But I just remember walking away from that being like, is that like, I don't want I don't know. Like, I know that was such a huge identity. And we've talked about this where it's like we were that way because it was a form of protecting ourselves, because we were navigating these minefields that was dating in your 20s where you can't be emotional. You can't say you like someone. You can't say you miss them. Like all these fucking weird rules. And you can't like catch feelings. You can't get too attached, but then like are in situationships that last 4 years. And it's like all this dumb shit. Right.
Right.
And so, yeah, I had to fuck like a man because the men apparently were the only ones surviving. They were the only one out here on these streets that weren't getting their feelings hurt. So, like, yeah, I was out here. But I think that, like, hearing...
So we think.
Because now most of them are in therapy and are terrible human beings and are the ones shit-talking on these comments of these...
Exactly,
The
You're hurt ones,
The hurt ones, you know? This is not an ER, my guy. Like, go on somewhere else. This is not an emergency room. We are not nurses.
Right.
Just registered bitches. There's your clip for IG. But like, I think that him saying that also added to me being like, oh yeah, I'm not fucking like a guy like I used to, but I do think that I'm just navigating myself like a new version of me where I'm like, I don't need to be fucking everyone. I've done that. Like I've had a lot of sex.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of sex.
I feel like in your 20s it was more about quantity and now it's more about quality.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like welcome to your 30s.
Welcome to my 30s.
Before it was like all about like what kind of validation can I get from any, like you just wanted that validation.
Yeah.
You just wanted that like instant like pleasure, you know. And then in your 30s you're kind of like, I kind of been through that. So if I want something a little bit more, even if I'm still gonna be a hoe, like a hose, rose hoe. Yeah.
Rose hose?
Rose hose. If I'm still gonna be a hoe, at least like quality men.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
It's just a step up.
It's just a step
You're
up.
growing.
And I do think, okay, ready? Here's my personal growth.
Yeah.
I matched with 5 dudes. I only had sex with 3 of them.
Wow.
Well, that's progress.
That's progress right there.
Right there. That's progress. I just have to say, I'm very proud of myself, okay? That is called growth.
Literally. Yeah.
And, you know, I'm only continuously having sex with one of them. So it's like
I
even
just
better.
wish I was like that person. I really feel like I really am a demisexual. Like I have to be like at least nearly in love with you and to have sex. I wish I was someone who could just fuck everyone. I wish because
I get it.
It would. I know it comes to complications. Everything does.
Everything has complications. Everything has pluses and minuses.
It just would have been fun to just like be just like owning my body and my sexual. I mean, not that I'm not owning my sexuality by, you know, not sleeping with everyone, whatever. But like, I don't know.
In a different,
it's different.
You know, the whole idea of like just the different perspective. The grass is always greener, or whatever, right? Where it's like, ooh, that was a sexy ass sneeze.
Like a bass.
Yeah,
there was a bass to that. Yeah.
You could have gone into a high note. Yeah. You could have just done your Filipino singing into that one.
Yeah, I should have. I would have. Yeah.
Next time.
Yeah.
Do things. But yeah, but like there are pluses and minuses of both of them. But I do think, I mean, the grass is always greener.
I just would have had more fun.
I think,
it's not fun to like, because I've had unattached sex before where I didn't feel anything for the guy. Like I've had those, but like they just were never fun for me.
See, okay.
You know, and I know that like it's fun for people like who, you know, like shit, I got mine, whatever. It
could be fun though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because keep in mind, like the way I got into my dark era, like my basic assault, is because you know me. I was literally fucking like 5 dudes a week. Like it did not mean shit to me.
Yeah.
So that's the bad downside of it, is that you are just going in blind and numb. You're just like, I don't give a fuck. Like you lose interest almost.
Right.
And so there is the dark side of it. But I mean, before all of that shit happened, I mean, like, you know, when we first met, that was fun for me. Like right. I did have a lot of fun.
There's a sense of confidence that comes with that.
I will say yes. I think
like
there's a sense of confidence.
I just never was very confident enough to just do it like that. I just never was.
And I will say I think it gives you for sure a sense of confidence, but it doesn't give you a sense of self. Like, if you're trying to fuck a bunch of people and trying to find yourself, it's not that way.
No, for sure. I just wish it was more not just to find myself, but just to feel confident enough to do it. I didn't have the confidence to do it.
No, I get that. And
I also just think that I just wasn't attracted to that many people.
That also plays, I think, a big factor too. But I think,
like, I didn't feel like I could just fuck anybody.
But retrospective, the confidence side of it is I bagged people that people might think were out of my league. But because the confidence got me there, there's been many times where we've been out and about and I've been like, look, I don't give a fuck what this man is looking at. I'm going to take him home. Right. So it's like there is the confidence factor that like it opens up your like,
for sure,
your valley or your purview of like the league.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't even
if I saw a hot guy, sometimes that shit didn't even turn me on, like it's just,
you really needed it to be up here.
I really needed to be like headspace because you could be, because I fucked like guys who were fine as fuck and felt nothing and just felt like I still didn't have fun. I don't care how fine they were, but I've like fucked guys who were very mid but really knew how to like, that I had a connection with, and I'm like, I had a better time with this 4 than I did this with this fucking 8. You know what I mean? Not to like rate men, but like,
but that 4 suddenly becomes a 10,
right? All of a sudden, I'm just like, yeah, the lazy eye, but I still love fucking him. You know what I mean?
You know what wasn't lazy? His dick
was not lazy. So I'm just like, it like looks really just did not do it for me like that. Like I'm not so much of a visual person than I am like mentally. So it wasn't about like getting like the hot guy or feeling confident. Maybe sometimes I would come across moments where I'm like, oh my God, he's too hot. I don't know. But for the most part, it was just like, I mean, are you turning me on up here? Because that's really where it matters.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. No, I get that. And I think I understand it more because I am having someone who stimulates me in both places now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I get this. And I feel like I've gotten close. Like I feel like the comedian, me and him had really like, he has a girlfriend now, so it's like me and him have such a great relationship because we have that buffer. But like, when we were hooking up, that was just fun because me and him were like goofing around, having sex, and then hooking up like when we were in each other's cities, and it was great. So it does help. I will say I think it's the better sex because I've done both, and I have to say this is the better option because most of the time you're not going to get your nut off because half the time, if I'm having sex with someone that I'm like, okay, about halfway through, I'm going to be like, bro, are we done?
Yeah. I usually will get like bored or I just feel really guilty about it afterwards. And I like kind of just ghost them.
Oh, that's your Catholic guilt?
Or just ghost them because I'm just like, for instance, Tyrone is the perfect like epitome of this.
You better call
Who is Tyrone? But I didn't because I was like,
nope.
Yep. But I don't think I ever really mentioned him because, again, boring. Like, I went on a date with this guy. He was super hot, like, nice bod, pretty face, good job. You think, like, this would be the one I'd fall in love with. But his personality was so dry. And the only time I, like, felt even slightly connected with him was, like, after, like, 3 margaritas. And so
maybe his personality just was bubbling over,
right?
Wasn't
Because
it?
I also felt like he felt the same with me too. Because I'd be like cracking jokes and he'd just be like, "Okay," But then after a few drinks, I'm like, "Okay,"
Girl, good sense of humor. That shit's my. Ooh,
but he wasn't even funny. He didn't even make me laugh. I made myself laugh.
That's what I'm saying.
I was the fun date.
You were like, I'm the funny one.
Because I remember being really like funny and like being myself. Because I was very confident in first dates. I will say. I was very confident. I knew, like, even if I was, like, broke as fuck and only had, like, Fireball in my purse, I was, like, I'm still a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a rock star first dater.
Oh,
like,
yes,
so
you were. You were killing it in the street.
I don't know.
Questionable. We don't want to talk about there.
Right.
Because we're not there yet. We're at the first date.
We're at the first date.
Yeah. Stay here.
I can make a good impression. But he just wasn't feeling it. But then after a few drinks, we went back to his place in K-Town. And
oh my God,
he had a nice place actually
in K-Town. But did he have nice parking?
We took an Uber, so I can't remember.
See, that's why.
We went to a club afterwards, and we were all like grinding each other. It was hot. We were making out. It was sexy.
I love it.
It was
dance
sexy.
floor make out.
Yes.
Oh, that's my goal this summer.
I remember everyone like looking at us too, because we were because I was drunk off of tequilas. I was a salute. slut.
I'm so proud of you.
I know, loved it. It was fun.
Put the you in slut. I see.
Yeah, I was in my thigh high boots, of course. You know, thigh high boots, tequila, and hoops.
Okay, dungeon era.
Literally dungeon era.
Literally,
this had to be 2018 or 2017 or
great
2019 year. Or something. But yeah, and so I went back to his place afterwards, and then I woke up the next day and I was just like, ugh. And I also was like getting over this dude Charles. So I walked out. Charles. Yeah, I walked out of this guy's place in Cape Town. I realized I was on Charles Street. Literally across the street. I fucked his neighbor. And I was like, damn, I felt guilty because I was like, I wanted him. I wanted Charles. But I ended up sleeping with this other man, Tyrone.
How West Side Story.
I know.
Like the Jets versus the Sharks. Right. You were like, I wanted to be part of this gang, not this gang.
Right. But then like I remember I was like, okay, whatever. Maybe this guy could be another distraction. But I remember texting him, and again, he was so fucking boring. It was only fun when I had tequila in my system.
Yeah, and that's not
forever,
babe.
Right, exactly.
You're like, I'm going to become an alcoholic if I date you?
Right. And I remember he had a great dick. I remember as soon as I saw it, I put that shit in my mouth, and I don't even give head. I know. But I gave head because I was like, what a nice looking thing. I wanted in my mouth.
You and me both. We are very picky. I might be a prude here. I'm a prude here.
Right. This hole is always
a goal. This one, not so much. Nope. I can count. I don't know how many men I've slept with, but I know how many men I've given head to. Okay. I know for a fact how many men I've given head to.
Yeah. This one's a little bit more.
Yeah.
She has more standards.
Yeah. She did. And
this other hole,
I don't know. She around. She's like the homegirl. She's like, the homegirl that did this one. She's not down.
No.
My mouth? No,
she's prude. But yeah,
prude.
But I put
Bridgerton.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Bridgerton. Dairy Girls, Bridgerton.
There we go.
The divide.
The different holes. The butthole, though.
Absolutely not. She's never been open. Are you kidding me? No.
She's the virgin friend.
I am a virgin. She is waiting for marriage. Absolutely not.
She's the one saving for marriage.
She's the one saving for marriage. Look, and I love, you know me, no king shaming.
She's tried it, but she's still like, I'd rather do it when I'm like.
I don't even think she's tried it. I think a man, I had one boyfriend that tapped it, and I said, absolutely not.
She's like held hands, but she's never like, kissed anybody.
But held hands, not with the finger lacings, but with the handcuffs.
Right.
Yeah. She left room for Jesus.
She's leaving room for Jesus. Only Jesus is allowed up there.
Only Jesus, the holy roller. Okay, God damn it.
I know.
Oh my God. We are such bad Catholics. His pretty dick that you put in your mouth.
Yeah. But but afterwards, like when we were texting, again, dry ass Tyrone, like there was just nothing there, and I was like, we ghosted each other.
I love a mutual ghost,
and I guess it was fun in the moment, but only because I was drunk. But that's not like you're kind of like, what have I done that sober? Probably not.
Yeah.
But I felt guilty because I was like, I really wanted to be fucking Charles, but now I just fucked his neighbor.
Oh God, I know. I don't think I've fucked neighbors. I'm trying to think.
They probably were neighbors. You just didn't even know.
Probably. I've accidentally fucked roommates and brothers.
I mean, that's even more intimate than someone who lived across the street. They probably didn't even know each other.
Yeah, I fucked roommates.
Okay, so you beat me.
Yeah, but I just got closer.
Yeah, you just got closer.
That's it. I didn't beat you. I just I beat it a little quicker than you. That's pretty much it. That's all it is. Not anything salacious, right. Like that.
Yeah, that was my one of my hoe stories.
Did you? Okay, but here's my thing: is you have had a hoe phase, and you had fun being a hoe.
I've had several hoe phases.
You've had several. There's several eras, you know, but. Do you still equate it though to the idea that you wish that you could have the mindless sex? Like, you know what I mean? Like you had like let's be honest. If you're on, you know me, if you're on your deathbed and you are thinking back on it, like, would you think back fondly on these memories?
I mean, with Tyrone, I don't think like fondly, but I'm just like that happened. But
I thought you were about to say, I think on my deathbed, I won't even know who Tyrone is.
I probably wouldn't even remember Tyrone on my
But like
deathbed,
of your hoe phase, like here you are being like, Rose, I wish I could kind of fuck like the way you were fucking. But then you still did your own version of it.
I did my own
your
version.
Steph's version of it, which is great. Because like, you know, you and I, we had great times when we were single, young, and stupid.
Yeah.
You with a burrito in your purse, me being the loud friend, Virgil, great times. But I'm saying like when you think about it though, you know you didn't like miss out on anything, right?
I didn't miss out on anything.
Yeah.
So it's not like that. I don't think I would be on my deathbed being like, oh, I missed out on it. I just think that like, I wish I didn't have a sense of guilt all the time when I was in my hoe phase. Like after Tyrone, I would have a sense of guilt. After fucking Davion, I had a sense of guilt. Like Charles, there was a sense of guilt. Or I was always hurt because someone didn't like me, you know? Like, I wish I could have just gone and something would have been like, that was really fun and we could be cool or
cordial
and
a handshake and
just be like, just move on with our lives without at one point me being hurt or disappointed or feeling guilty, you know? Because I feel like I look at the twins, for instance, and they go to sex parties and do all those things, and it's for them, it's like this like art and this like kind of activity, you know, and they could do it without feeling like guilty or wrong or gross or, you know, or if they didn't fall in love. I know they obviously have their attachment styles, but, you know, like just leaving a party and not feeling that sense of like ick.
Yeah.
You know, I always had an ick in my hoe phase. Even if I made out with some random guy who was like a DJ at a bar.
And what was that attached to? Your Catholic guilt or like?
I mean, I think Catholic guilt a bit, but I also think just my value as a woman. I just think that I thought that it didn't make me feel classy. I mean, for instance, like I even posted on my story, my dad being like, stop cussing. It's like not classy. Like that was a thing. Like I love my father, but like there was just these things that were always ingrained in me at a young age. Like especially being the only girl in my family, like you're the girl.
Yeah.
Have class, be the smarter one or be whatever, be this because you're the girl. You're the lady. You're going to be someone's wife, you know? So it was always this kind of like
society standards.
Yeah. And I think even after like, for instance, my first boyfriend, Kevin,
Shout out to Kevin.
High school. Yeah, high school.
Phone sex in 7th grade.
Not with him.
Oh my God.
It was Brandon Bevins.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Shout out to Brandon Bevins.
Anyways, Kevin,
yeah. Kevin was like 9th grade to like first year in college.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kevin.
So with Kevin, I mean, I had strict parents, but I also had a strict boyfriend. Like he didn't really allow me to.
Interesting.
Yeah. He didn't really allow me to like drink with my friends or do anything like that. So he was always this guy who was meant to just be like this clean cut, going to be successful, and he also was rich, so like he could get everything he wanted. Like he was just had his life very much planned and laid out for him, and he's a Virgo, so he's okay with that. Okay. So you know, I mean, he's even a doctor now, owns a house, has a wife and kids. Like, he's literally just like, he's just a very like clean cut guy. And I wasn't ever like out deep down being with him. I knew I was like this inner party girl, this inner like girl that wanted validation from other men or was, you know, I was curious. Yeah. I was just curious. And so I remember like in my early 20s when I would go through like that whole phase when I was single, like after we broke up, I always just thought like, oh, Kevin, who is this high value man that left me because I was not up to par or whatever, just because we were young. Like a man like Kevin that I once had is never going to love this party girl version of this messy
Justice for party girls.
This messy, drunk, makes out with guys, bars. Like no man like Kevin is ever going to love a woman like me that behaves like that.
But did you want a Kevin?
I did. At that time, yeah. I mean, it took me a while to get over him. And even if I was like over him, I still wanted something like him. Yeah. And like our relationship. So, because that was my example. That was my first love. That was my first serious relationship. I was just
that one sets a bar.
It
it's
sets
very
the bar.
Scary.
And he set the bar really fucking high.
Yeah.
So to me, it was always this, my idea of a relationship is that it's like, oh, I'm not that. I'm not wifey. No man's gonna take me seriously if I behave like that, Babe,
I feel you.
So I think there was that guilt because I wanted love. I wanted relationship regardless of, me going through my whole phase or me enjoying my singleness. At the end of the day, I wanted to be in a relationship. I wanted to be loved by somebody.
Yeah.
And I just didn't think me behaving that way was making me feel like worthy of that.
Yeah.
So I think I had a sense of guilt of just like, well, here I have this man and yeah, he's giving me attention. He's attracted to me, but he's not taking me seriously because I'm not acting like a high value woman.
Wow.
And so
that's heavy.
I think that was more of the guilt than the Catholic guilt, which probably stems, yes, from Catholic religion and society.
Well, it's just like, if anything, it all stems from patriarchy.
Right.
This idea that you have to be this fictitious fake version of a woman, but men can be out in these streets being exactly what you're describing, but they're worthy of wives, you know?
But then for me, it's like I'm behaving in a trashy way.
Yeah.
So I'm only gonna be treated like trash. And
you
that's
know
what
that you're a genuine, like, amazing lady,
Yeah. I know that now.
Okay.
I mean, I know that now, but I mean, I'm talking on behalf of younger Steph. Like, when I was going through, like, those phases. Because now I'm like, especially with Brian, I was like, I need to be treated like this. This is what I want. Like, I got to a point where I was able to, like, stand up for myself and also know that, like, that doesn't define me as, like, a good partner or a woman or anything. Like, if anything, I'm glad I went through that.
Yeah.
But, in those moments, like with Tyrone or with, all those guys, it was just kind of like, am
I worthy?
Yeah. I wasn't thinking like, oh, God's mad at me. I was just thinking like, this man's not going to take me seriously because I'm behaving like a hoe when I know I want love.
That first love thing, I have a whole theory.
Yeah,
about
and that
first
fucks me up. As much as that great of an example he was, there's a lot of like pros to that. I think because the standards the bar was so high, it was like, that's why I couldn't get into another relationship for so long. Cause I was like, or even if I did, there were just situationships. Cause I was like, I know what love looks like. And I know what it looks like to have someone of quality.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I have my first loves are kind of, my first love, Jamil, man, that man, he ruined it for all men, but he also wanted to get married when we were 17. He was 19. And I was like, absolutely not. You know what I mean?
Like Kevin was like, oh, I want to stay in Santa Clarita. I want to be a doctor. I want to have a house. I want to have kids, which is like all amazing things. Don't get me wrong. For me. But I was like, oh, I kind of want to like explore life a little bit. I kind of want to like, I don't really know what I want. Do I want to be, at first I thought I wanted to be a nurse and I realized I didn't want to be a nurse. And I was like, I want to be in fashion. And I knew that was like, taking a risk, you know, and that was, and he just, he was a very clean cut person. Now he has it all. That's everything that he wanted. I'm happy for him, but I just was like
hot.
Yeah,
that burp was hot.
That burp was for
Kevin. Burp was for him.
It was for him.
That was for Kevin.
Hope he's not listening to this at all. He really tries to stay away from me. I've asked him, I think about 10 times to be on this podcast. He's rejected me. No? Yeah, I'm trying to get to a point where it's rich girl therapy and I could pay him $10,000 to be on the show.
We are not paying Kevin $10,000.
No, I want him on the show so bad. He is my dream guest over Beyonce. I'd rather have Kevin than Beyonce on this fucking podcast. I swear. And that's because like the insight that he could bring and just like you.
So should we start a GoFundMe?
We should start a GoFundMe.
I honestly would like. I'll put.
But
I'll
also,
put
that man does not need $10,000.
You gave him $10,000. I literally think he gets paid $500. $500 to come to be on this podcast.
Honestly, maybe I should start with $500 versus
$500 and a sweatshirt. I'll buy the sweatshirt.
Free merch.
He'll get free merch
and a candle.
No, a whole candle, a personalized candle like you did for all of us. Yeah. So he gets a personalized candle. Kevin, hey, sharks. Honestly, I need $500.
Maybe I should try to do like I could come up with $500 just to give him.
Yeah, just hit him up and be like, I will give you $500 a free candle, and my friend bought you a sweatshirt of my merch, so you can be on this podcast.
You don't have to buy it, just give it for free.
Yeah, but that will be my contribute into it. I will put $100 in right now. Kevin? I literally think
hopefully. I mean, he doesn't need the money, but I just feel like in order to do something like this, he really he needs to get something out of it. So it needs to be money.
$500.
Because
$500 and gas.
Yeah, I'll pay for gas. I'll pay for dinner. How about that?
No. We are not going to feed that man. He can feed himself.
I'm going to give him a gift card to go to dinner. I'm not going to
okay, fair.
Or at least have food here, snacks.
Give him a gift card to Red Lobsters because they're actually all out of the business.
Yeah, they're going to bankruptcy.
So it's like not even worth anything.
Right.
It's like, here's a piece of plastic.
Well, yeah.
Or Olive Garden. You said Olive Garden?
I love Olive Garden.
We can do Olive Garden.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's not a class. We're not taking him to Din Tai Fung. We're taking him to Olive Garden. I love Din Tai Fung, but we're not going.
He's a high value man. He would want Din Tai Fung.
No, he's not worth it. He's not worth it.
Okay.
We're gonna give him $500, a gift card to Olive Garden, and what was it? A candle and a sweatshirt.
Okay.
We're sweetening the pot.
I'll give your wife
Zango's chicken.
A sweatshirt too.
Give the wife. He has a wife.
Yeah, because he has a wife.
Give the little babies.
And
they
the
got
babies
kids
too. Yeah,
the babies get free merch.
The whole family gets free merch.
Yeah,
it's free merch on me.
And I would like to host this episode though.
Okay, 1,000%.
You're on it. And it's gonna be you too.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be hosting this episode. I'm gonna be
we're renting a studio. We'll give him. We'll give him a VIP. We'll make him a little comfortable. We'll fine.
Take him to the one where they do the Double Team podcast.
Yeah,
that one's nice. We'll do that, and we'll do 2. Yeah, absolutely,
Kevin.
I'm
gonna make this a clip, send it to his friends so they could send it to him.
Kevin.
And we'll the whole family's invited, absolutely. I don't want to make your wife feel weird. You could come meet my boyfriend too.
He'll be there.
So
I love that we're pulling Brian into this. Brian will be there.
Brian would love to be there. He would love to participate
and see the blueprint.
And also make the blueprint. And it also make everyone feel comfortable. We're just talking about a past relationship and we're not trying to reflame anything. Yeah, and it's just reflecting on the growth of,
And if you and your wife have any issues that you would like to hash out, we are not trained therapists.
But we could have you guys on the pod and
talk have you on the pod and talk about it. Neither of us are. We're not trained professionals, but we have a lot of opinions.
Yeah, and we've been through shit.
And we've been through some shit, so...
I'm really gonna clip that and send it to his friends.
Absolutely,
all of them, and I'll probably just email it to him. I still have his number. I memorize it still.
Kevin, she literally said that she'd rather have you than Beyonce.
I'd rather have Kevin than Beyonce on the show. Yeah, that's
Kevin.
Huge.
If you don't, oh my God, Kevin. If you don't, you're gonna
Kevin, you have
me.
to, please.
And don't disappoint the fans. And look, there is no one that has more loyalty than a Broke Girl Therapy fan.
Yeah.
Those girls came all the way from where did they come from when they came to the New York show? And they were like, we came from
Reno,
Nevada.
I don't think it's that far from San Francisco, is it?
No, I thought what's the girls that went to New York?
Oh, shit.
They were from hella far because I was like, oh, you guys are from the East Coast? And they're like, no, we flew in from I think they literally said somewhere I want to say Utah or whatever, somewhere deep. Whoever's listening, please.
They roll deep. But not to intimidate you because they're not going to stalk you. Please, guys, don't stalk him or add him or make him feel weird. Okay? I'll make sure that they don't look you up or do anything. Because I know he loves his privacy. Shit, I'll change your voice. I'll censor your fucking face.
Shit.
I'll literally do as much as I can to censor, just as long as we have him here.
He's one of those guys in a documentary in the Witness Protection Program, the Brandy Melville documentary.
I'll do that.
Absolutely. It will be my voice. AI. It will be Kevin talking, but it will be my voice over it.
Wait, that'd be so funny.
You're welcome, Kevin. I'm offering you. I will read the transcript of the actual conversation if need to.
Yeah,
it's a courthouse.
We will
transcript.
do what we can to keep your identity safe
and to make you feel comfortable.
You and your family comfortable, and just have a good episode. God. Come on.
Bigger than Beyonce.
But anyways.
Love yourself.
Oh, I don't want you to go, though. That means...
No, we'll hang out a little more.
Okay. I mean, it's like 10 o'clock.
I'll hang out a little more though.
Okay. All right, well, plug yourself.
You're listening to Rose McAleese. You can find me Rose_Etta or the new blogontheblock.com, Instagram and Twitter.
You still use
X.
Twitter?
I don't know.
Threads?
Not really. I don't really use Twitter. I just go and I'm always going to call it Twitter. Fuck Elon Musk.
I know.
He's a terrible man who believes in apartheid. Anyways, I will always call it Twitter. I sometimes go on Twitter because sometimes there's really funny, like there's this guy Medium Meech who posts really fucking funny things. So Twitter makes me giggle.
Yeah. I go when I'm bored. I go on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why am I here?
Twitter is becoming the new Facebook.
Yes.
Like it's where
but I'd rather go on Facebook because I love going on Facebook Market.
Oh God, I love Facebook.
That's why I go on Facebook. Even though I'm like, oh, I don't want to drive over there to pick it up, but I would really love this table.
You know, I will pick something up for you.
No, you won't. You're in Seattle most of the time.
No, when I'm here.
Oh,
Tammy Faye got a big trunk.
Oh, you do?
Bitch, no, the offer goes away. I'm going to offer it to Kevin instead. You don't get it. Kevin, I will pick up anything you order on Facebook Marketplace. Because Steph is ungrateful.
No, not Kevin. Okay, follow me, Stefanie Maegan, or go to brocotherapy.com. All that shit is there. And please, Kevin, would love to have you on the podcast. Okay, bye.
Growth therapy.